Hey everyone, so in today's video we're going to be talking about preferred pronouns. So I know in the last video I left you guys on a massive cliffhanger and I'm sorry to disappoint the gender advocates, but unfortunately I'm not an ally. I don't believe you have your own pronouns. I'm very sorry if you are holding your whole ideological movement on the basis of my allyship. The only profiles I'll ever accept on Instagram that have their pronouns in their bio are if they say him. Shout out to my brother for that one. So anyway, we're going to explore the absurd concept of pronouns, preferred pronouns at that, and why you shouldn't use them. So let's go. Pronouns are words that you substitute for nouns. If I were to say Ryan went to the shops, and then in the next sentence I wanted to say, and then Ryan went to the movies, I wouldn't say that I could replace Ryan in that sentence with him because we've already established who that is. We use pronouns in a lot of different ways, but I want to focus on this particular usage as this is what the gender ideologues sought to capture. Now, I think there are three main reasons why we shouldn't use preferred pronouns, and here they are. One of the ways trans activists have forced their ideas into the mainstream of society is by manipulating the language we all speak. You don't get your own pronouns, just as you don't get your own prepositions or adjectives. Language isn't some little accessory that you can swap in and out depending on your feeling. It's a tool to convey meaning. Imagine if I said to you, I identify as sitting. So even when I'm standing up, you have to say that I'm sitting because that's how I identify. That's what best lines up with the self-perception of myself. That's ridiculous. And even the thing is, even if I'm not in the room, you have to constantly say that I'm sitting. It's absurd. And it's so incredibly arrogant to make people state falsehoods to make you feel better about yourself. Now, what about people who say their pronouns are they, them? Well, again, you can't completely manipulate the English language to best suit you. We use they and them when talking about two or more people or when the gender isn't specified. The same word can't mean two fundamentally opposing things. And plus, it's actually dehumanizing to do this. The binary system that human beings operate within is fundamental to how humanity. So if you're rejecting that and saying you don't exist within the binary system, so your pronouns are they, them, you are dehumanizing yourself. Words, again, are a tool to convey meaning. Grammar sets up the rules and the parameters within we operate, so then we can actually get to the end goal of what this is supposed to be for, and that is to effectively communicate with each other. So you may be asking, why are the activists going after language? Well, it's because if you can control what people say, you can control the narrative, and in turn, what people perceive the truth to be. I'm leaving that in. Most people in our society just want to go along to get along, and that's where the activists actually pounce, taking advantage and slowly eroding the truth bit by bit. Society needs to be grounded in objective and eternal truths, not the untamed will of its inhabitants. As I said before, most people just want to go along to get along. They try not to hurt people's feelings when they can, but again, that's where you can fall into the gender ideology trap. Speaking of kindness, it's not even the kind thing to do, because when you're affirming someone's pronouns, you're affirming their delusion. It's cruel to do that, and by affirming them, you're only adding fuel to the fire. I saw something on Twitter the other day. It was from an account called DTransEqua. I think I've got that right. And I thought it was actually a brilliant comparison. It said, I'll be paraphrasing this a little bit, but it says that indulging someone's false perception about their gender is akin to offering a drink to an alcoholic. Might satisfy their appetites at the time, but it enables them to destroy themselves and everyone around them. Alcoholics deserve compassion, but enabling them will hurt them. The same goes for people who are confused about their gender as well. Now, I'm not saying you have to continually argue with someone who is really set on using their preferred pronouns. There are ways around it and to keep civility. Personally, I've just avoided using the biological pronouns altogether and just referring to someone by their name. It's not ideal, but this little change can keep things relatively peaceful, especially if it's someone that you don't really want to fall out with and someone that you have to see constantly. Yeah, I think we can wrap it up now. The preferred pronouns delusion and fiasco is so ridiculous and so unbelievably stupid, but there's probably other reasons not to do it, but I've covered the main reasons, I think. Now, again, I'm going to reiterate in every single video I do about this sort of topic. You can't change your own gender. You should be happy with who you are fundamentally as a person. If you're not, just please seek psychological, spiritual help. Even just, it can start off with just talking to a loved one saying, hey, you know, I'm having these troubles, and they can work it out with you. And I think what we need to do as well as people who are pushing back against this, I think we also need to remember that this is real people that we're dealing with here. These are real people that are suffering. And I think it's best that we do show them a bit of compassion as well, within reason, of course. For we wrestle against not flesh and blood, but principalities, against powers, and against the rulers of darkness in this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. We must always remember that, I think, and that's a good quote to sort of keep in the noggin. Alright, so thanks for watching. I hope this video was informative for you. Funny thing is, actually, I wasn't actually supposed to be doing this. I was supposed to be down at the neighbours, you know, sinking a few schooner McGavins and firing up the convict cauldron. For you people who don't speak Bogan, that's having a few drinks and having a barbecue. Anyways, but there was a miscommunication, and it was supposed to be tomorrow, actually. So, you know, I've sort of been thinking, I've got the schooner McGavins there, and should I drink one? I think I am, to be honest. I'll tell you what, actually, you know what goes really good with one of these? A bag of Coke. You know what? I got one. I'm going to go get one, eh? Whew, I got one. Yeah. Ah, gosh. So this is what it feels like to be an NRL player, right? Next Sunday's video, I'll be finally uploading where I talk about controlling your appetite. Look, it probably seems a bit hypocritical considering what you just saw, but I would like to say that these videos, I lecture people for doing things that are wrong, but that doesn't mean then I'm going to then live by my example. Like, seriously, like, what do you think I am? A man of principle, man of respect? You know, like, who needs that? Seriously? Until Sunday, I will see you then. Catch you later.